Zach here, the Angry Viking. I'm not so angry today though. Anyways, I got some new things to show you today, and man, it's some pretty cool things. I'm assuming I have not looked at them yet, but if it's anything coming out of this TV collections, it's going to be wild and crazy. Anyways, let's look at some of the things that I posted in the last video up close and kind of talk about some of these features. It's just really cool stuff. All right, let me turn this camera around. Let's first of all look at this steam tank. Wow, look at the detail on this thing. Look at that little dude sticking his head out going, what's going on? Go up, all the different things, the flags, and then the knobbler, or a mutant small guy up there giving directions. Candles, what a great effect. I mean, that's cool. I mean, you just look at these cannons, like this cannon right here. That cannon might be compensating for something, but I'm not going to say. I mean, look at all the different linked in pieces of different cannons that are put in there. Wow. Steam tank wheels just gives it so much more great cannon-y look, right? That's just amazing. Of course, look at this. Now we had a dispute on just how many Knights of the White Wolf we have. So let's count the front. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that ends that discussion. And these old metal, and these are metal, these old metal handgunners. Many of you remember those, right? Ah, just great. Metal is a collection. I agree with somebody from a different forum who said metal is a collection. Plastic is toys, but I do not mind gaming with the plastic, but as far as the collection is concerned, metal is where it's at. I mean, look at this. Can you tell me what year this wizard came out? This GW. What year? Exactly, right? It's awesome. Then of course look at this. There's the general. Or maybe it's the general's aide trying to get all the logistics. I mean, that's just amazing. Look at the creativity. Love it. Of course, what old Hammer army would not be complete without, you guessed it, a war wagon. One of the best miniatures they ever created for this army, and yet they took it away. But we won't go into that. All right, like I started this video for, let's go through one of these boxes that I pulled up, and yes, it does exist, and see what kind of goodies we find in it. And what I'm seeing is, it looks like a group of knights. I recognize the Bretonian helmet, some other features, but I don't know who these guys are. Anyways, awesome. Oh, look at this. If you don't know who this model is, this is a conversion from, let's see if we can get it focused. The Zarina with the silent T. Her hat was trimmed off, some green stuff. Build out her cloak a little bit, made it a little more furry. Still, Oh, it's a great model. Look at that. Maybe this is her retinue that guards her. Might as well, because guess what's coming out now? We got another Knight Regiment. Look at these guys. Kislev models mounted on the Imperial Barded horse. Wow. It's amazing. About the rest of these bad boys. Oh, look at the drummer. Look at that. Wow. The detail in the drum. I believe that's Russian. I don't know. There's the whole unit right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, just pulled the second layer, and I don't recognize who makes these miniatures. They're not GW, but wow. That's amazing. Of course, if you recognize the model or the brand, just comment below. Well, that's definitely GW. I believe that's a dwarf, either gunner's crew or adventurer. But these old dwarves have so much character. That's the thing about these. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the plastics, but these metal figures, they just have so much just in-depth character. Especially if you give them a really good paint job. Oh, this is cool. Steve and his wife, they love animals, and so it doesn't surprise me that I find a lot of these type of miniatures in. Let's see if there's any more in here. Nice. Some British bulldogs in general, whatever. I love it. Little flock. Great mascot for a unit. Dig it a lot. A dwarf must have been a canon crew member, because here's another one. Goes with it. Just look at the detail. See, one thing about the Empire back in the 4th edition and earlier was the fact that it was kind of this conglomerate of different factions. They had Imperial dwarves who just lost their holds or whatever and just migrated into the Empire. They had ogres. I mean, it was just halflings, of course. I mean, there's just so much that they had to offer, and then just kind of, well, anyways, I won't complain too much. But look at that. Oh, just need a cannon, right? Look at those guys. Yeah, these are all definitely Dwarven Cannon crew members, because I recognize him from the organ gun. Well, that looks like all from that first box, so let's go into box number 2. Alright, I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. Woo, little taste, and now we're back. So there is some really nice old Wood Elf Warhawks. These are metal. I don't know if any of you remember. And you could have a group of Elven Warhawk riders. This is when air cavalry sort of started making its debut. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You just have a rider mounted on the top with a lance or a bow. Great skirmish, harassing unit. Let's move these little guys back. Let's see what else we got. Oh, wow. I have no idea who these guys are. but they definitely look surly. These are awesome. We kind of got a 40K-esque look about them. I don't know. Sort of. Yeah. This is the guy you don't want to show up for a blind date. That's awesome. And this is Pa with his shotgun, his pitchfork, and his banjo spear. Nice. Good grief, I love it. I'll have to ask Steve what those come from. Oh. One thing that I've noticed about Steve's collection is the amount of just artillery. It's just crazy. I mean, there's over 100 pieces easily. Over 100 pieces easily. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, here's a few of them right now. The old school mortar. Some of these are metal and some are plastic. I'm sure you can pick the ones out. But I mean, they're just. I mean, look at this. I mean, the artillery that was in the last video. You know, Big Bertha. I don't know. Rudolph. Blast your nose off reindeer. Oh, I made a funny that. No, it was kind of lame. And I wonder if anyone can recognize these bad boys. So this is how I started Warhammer back in the early 90s by going to a place called KB Toys, and they were selling these huge sets for $5 each. Da, 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 da. Yes, War Masters. And because it flopped in the general populace, because as you know, as gamers, the general populace kind of suck anyways. It flopped, and so we as gamers were able to buy these things for super cheap to bulk our armies up. But these are the old Chaos plastics from that edition. Awesome. Here we go. Looks like we've got some Bretonnian Bowmen. Ooh. Bretonnian Bowmen with Imperial head swaps. Imperial head swaps. So, in this converted 40K preacher, priest, or missionary, whatever you call them. Looks pretty dedicated. And then there's this guy. I guess he goes with the earlier people, but yeah. Big Brother Jake. I would really like to know who these models are from. They are awesome. I'm over here with this family of inbreds. Not that I'm judging inbreds. We are a politically correct channel. Last but not least, this, like I said, remember artillery I was talking about? I'm not even going to get all this stuff out. Holy moly. Look at all this. If I see something in particular, I'll pull out. But just nothing but crew members and artillery everywhere. Here's a nice hero. Looks a little bit converted. Recognize him? Oop, hang on, sorry, fumbling. Look at that converted on his cloak, because that's not what his cloak looks like. That's some really neat conversion. A lot of times when people use green stuff, in my opinion, they make it too thick, and it makes the miniature bulky. and they don't have enough texture on it, so it just does not give the illusion of being a natural part of the model. And that's just my opinion, though. Just look at these guys. Here's another one. Here is an old Games Workshop Kislev Lord. Look at that old horse. Can't even get that horse anymore. It's plastic. Now, was that the first plastic horses they came out with? I'm not sure. This was before my time. I started collecting in '94, so some of these early '80s stuff and '80s I don't really know a lot about. Cool. One thing I'm going to do a whole big segment on eventually is the Kislev. By far one of the largest armies that's in here next to the Empire is a Kislev army. Have you ever seen hundreds of wing lancers and dozens upon dozens upon dozens of horse archers and probably hundreds of the foot soldiers? I can't remember their names offhand. Yeah, it's pretty darn amazing. That's going to be for a special video, because that's going to take a while to set up, because I'm still finding stuff. Anyways, well guys, I hope you enjoyed that another box opening, and as I continue to dig and organize and find all these wonderful treasures in Stevie's collection, please like and share this video. Steve is very dear to many of us. He's been collecting miniatures for 40 years. He's a U.S. Air Force vet, and so let's all help out a little bit and let's immortalize this collection. I know it would mean the world to both him and his wife. All right, fellow Vikings. This is Zach the Angry Viking signing off. Bye.